Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
I do not want to go to Cheryl in HR.
Dave!
And we learned a while back not to have microphones on during commercial breaks because of James Alexander standing right there. James, working the floor.
Big Daddy
Are
James.
you ready for the word of the day?
Ready.
What's
I
today?
made it smaller. It was super large. I had to talk to Andrea about it. Incitum. A
That's-
sharp point or stimulus. I have incitum when I go to the bathroom.
Okay.
I'm not sure that's the proper use of
I
that
don't think
word in that
So
sentence.
kids, I do not
but
want you to.
Don't Google that.
Please
don't
don't.
do that.
I'm going to get us out of this. So is Matt Doolittle to my right. What's up, Matty?
You know, to make this better, everybody should go to dailyflashshow.com
Yes.
so you can see some of the appropriate things James posts
There
on our
you go.
social media pages. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Share it with your friends and send us a comment, flash@dailyflashshow.com.
And you can see some of James's finer moments on our social
Yes.
media pages. Yes.
Microphone on and
Look,
off.
we don't want to put the bar too high when
That
we
is
say
true.
finer moment,
That is true. I'm just
but it is his. How about a moment?
finer point, his
Finer point.
incitum. Yes.
Inside him.
Cite 'em.
We talk about decluttering here, right? And
Man,
organizing.
there's
Your
nothing
wife
better.
is
Yeah,
like
she's a minimalist.
Yes.
And I was in a marriage before, nothing wrong with it, but there was one where it was shabby chic was the term for our homes, which means just everything is everywhere. It's such a different feeling now.
Yes. So there's something. Have you ever heard this phrase, a Swedish death cleanse?
Never heard this before.
Okay.
never.
So in Sweden,
I'm excited about it.
you excited about it?
Whatever the hell that
In
word was.
Sweden, they do something with families as you get older and you know you're kind of in the, you know, the back nine of your life, so to speak. You decide to do what they call a Swedish death cleanse, and that means you get rid of everything in your house that you don't want to burden your family with having to clean out or deal with after you pass along. And then you also, within that, make your funeral arrangements, and you also plan on who gets what when you die. And it's a way of cleansing your entire home of stuff that you will never ever need and nobody in your family needs.
Did you tell me about this before? Have you ever? Is this?
Might have. We might have heard
I
about
think
this.
I remember talking about this.
Yeah.
What a great concept it is, and it's interesting as you get older. There's two ways you can go.
Yeah.
That way we're talking about. It's like, look, why am I going to need all this
Yes.
stuff? Or there's other feelings like, well, I'm getting older. I better keep these memories, and we
Yes.
attach a memory
Hoard.
to stuff.
Yes.
And that's where hoarders come
Yes,
from.
it's an emotional connection to stuff. And, you know, you've been to these estate sales. I always feel this huge sense of dread or guilt when I'm walking through some dead person's home and all of their stuff is out there on display,
There's junk
including
for
their
sale.
plastic tubs that they've saved from margarine that they bought 40 years ago. And I'm thinking, I wouldn't want somebody pilfering through my stuff like this.
It's not.
Well, I don't think it's care anymore.
No, but this is honestly the nicest thing you can do for your family because when my dad passed, he just left me with a bunch of junk, like 8 VCRs. And I was like,
Yeah.
what am I doing with these?
Right.
Like, thanks, Dad.
Now it's on you to figure out what to do
Yeah.
with them, throw them away, donate
Sell
them.
them, whatever.
Whatnot. There's a couple organizers that say that we develop something called clutter blindness. So we become blind to the clutter that's around us. And if you do have a problem with clutter or hoarding, the best thing you can do is take a picture or a video of it,
telling you.
and then you get a fresh set of eyes on it, and it might give you a new perspective about all the stuff you're keeping.
And you usually do this when you move because you're
Yes.
like, you gotta get too much stuff. But I gotta tell you, there is something that you think that you need it. You think I need this. I need.
Or one day I might need
I
it.
might need it, and you might.
Yeah.
You might. But nowadays, it's probably something that is very inexpensive to get.
Mm-hmm.
You probably only use it once. If you've only used something once, you can do without it.
Yes.
You know, obviously, because
Yeah.
you've gone 20 years without it. But it's very therapeutic. When I got married, she's like, "Look, you just have too much stuff." And I go, all right. And I threw away some photo albums and stuff. You know, it was
Yeah.
all my stuff, like from my career and stuff like that. And I go, why do I need this?
Yeah.
Well, and she was right. It was just the act of doing it. And if you have somebody that you love and you trust, have them do it because they have no emotional attachment to this whatsoever.
Yep.
And they go, I don't think you're going to need this. And
Right.
then, well, it has a phone number on it. Well, you know what? There's something called the internet. You can find it.
That is true.
There's an excuse for everything. Where to find
If you
stuff.
struggle with organizing or decluttering, they say break it down into small chunks, small pieces, rooms, drawers,
Yeah.
whatever works for you. But there,
Because it's overwhelming. I'm
yes,
sorry.
it's
Yes.
totally overwhelming. Because if you think I'm going to do this in a weekend, you're never going to start. You're going to like procrastinate. But they say there are 3 elements to it. You declutter, that's one step. You organize, that's the second one, and you clean, that's the third one. So there are 3 processes to go through when it comes to.
I've been trying to get rid of Matt for so long, but I just can't do it. I don't think I'm
Keep
going
coming
to,
back, buddy.
But I've been trying very hard, Maddie. It's hard, but I can't quit you.
Can't quit
That's
you either.
okay. You guys fit together.
Try. You know what?
Like PB and J.
If you don't believe what Jackson's saying, try one small aspect of your life, maybe your office, because I'm sure
A drawer.
A drawer, excellent, great idea.
It's a perfect
You'll
option.
understand it, and times that by 10, where you were like, why was I holding on to this? For
Yeah.
See, I think I overwhelmed my wife when I moved in with her because I just brought all my like trinkets and
Yeah.
my action figures and all that crap I have. She goes, "What is this?" I go, "It's a Power Ranger and it looks cool, so it's going up here."
I had lanyards. Every time I went somewhere,
Yes.
I would
Yeah.
get a lanyard. I'd
Yeah.
keep it, and I'd think, oh, look at all these lanyards. Yeah, but guess what? I remember going there, and sometimes I don't remember going there. So if I
Yeah.
don't remember going there and I got the lanyard, it probably wasn't that eventful. You know what I'm saying? I know you want. That's the thing, is that you
Yeah.
think that you need this, but it was just a bunch of lanyards that had my name on it.
Yeah.
And I'm
But
like,
some of the stuff we did go to that we don't remember was fun. So I do like to be like, "Oh yeah, I went to that thing."
that's when it changes from memorabilia to evidence. That's why you get.
That's what the mugshot's
That's
for.
the mugshot
Yes.
for, indeed, as well. Got some tricks we would love to hear from you,
Yes.
your ideas of what to get rid of and how to do it. You can go to our website, dailyflashshow.com, and just click on Sound Off. We'd love to hear your suggestions, and we'll share it with America. Let's jump into some trending stories. Looks like TikTok's latest trend has students setting their Chromebooks on fire.
Great.
Sparking school evacuations, even safety warnings all across the country. It's known as the Chromebook Challenge. Near the end of the year, we're probably gonna see more of this. The
Don't
dangerous
do
stunt
it.
encourages actually kids to jam metal objects like paper clips and push pins into the charging ports of their laptops. It can cause an electrical short that can ignite into flames. Now, the Chinese video app, TikTok, claims 99% of dangerous content from October to December was removed last year, but the platform still faces criticism for how quickly those trends start to spread out. And, it's one of those things where if you are going to allow your child to do this, I'm like I said, we're at the end of the year and you got to get these Chromebooks back, the next person will probably get the brunt of what happened. You know what I'm saying? Because it's in the school year. And now they reassign those Chromebooks or something and they catch on fire. That's on top of the fact that the whole school could burn down.
From what I understand,
your house.
though, your parents are responsible
Yes,
for that.
we
So
are.
if you do that to your Chromebook, your parents will be buying the school a new Chromebook.
They
I think,
100%
right? That's what I
We have to
understand.
sign a contract.
And the other thing, we've talked about this on the show before, TikTok in China, all educational.
All it is education.
No stunts, no challenges, no ridiculous videos, nobody falling off a building, none of that. All educational stuff.
Now, I do say Chromebooks, they're not that expensive, right? That's the whole charm of those things.
They're cheap and they're made in China, so maybe that's the whole point of the
But
thing.
probably China wants us to
Like,
burn,
why
so we
need
have to
to
get
burn the
more.
blood so we buy another round of them?
So a 7-year-old kid can be out there so that you can just burn your
Don't do
computer.
it, kids.
Survival of the fittest and the finest of wall liquors are participating.
Yes. Well said, Matt. A hungry 7-year-old boy somehow drove his little sister 9 miles to get a
What?
McDonald's breakfast. Yes, when his mom found out, she said he's probably grounded for the rest of his life. I can imagine that. Police in Utah received a report about a reckless driver. The caller mentioned the driver appeared to be a young child. A white SUV finally came to a stop when it hit a parking strip. That's when officers found a 7-year-old driver and his 5-year-old sister in the passenger seat. Officials then realized that the pint-sized duo had made it 9 miles from their home with cash in hand to buy Happy Meals at their local McDonald's. Their mom, Whitney Bush, only found out her kids were missing when the police called her and told her that her kids were parked at the McDonald's.
I was saying, and I was amazed that my 13-year-old son can order DoorDash, and get it there. Now this kid drove, 7 years old, half his age, drove
Props.
to McDonald's.
NASCAR.
Yeah,
He has a
yeah,
future.
sign him up.
If he can reach the pedals now,
Yeah.
he has a future in NASCAR. Hey, kid, More power to him.
Bill
Seven.
Elliott was right? McDonald's. Bill Elliott.
Oh yeah, Bill Elliott.
Hey, I got it right.
Got a good sponsor.
Hey!
Now it's Bubba Wallace.
7.
Now it's Bubba Wallace.
Yeah.
It is okay.
So he's 7 years old. Either he's a big 7-year-old kid, or he was really stretching to
He
reach
was
those.
he was low riding it the whole time.
Yeah.
He was his whip, going.
Could you imagine driving past those kids on the road? Like, what in the world?
9 miles. How do you get mad at a kid? I go, wow, that's impressive, right? Like,
Agreed.
obviously, but and then he had the druthers of knowing how to start it and go.
Yeah,
everything.
that's what I'm impressed by because some of the starters now are weird with the
Well,
push
that's
button.
true.
and
I
everything.
did-
It's not just a good old key.
You're right. I did this, but nowadays you're right.
It's just a button.
probably-
Or he
But
just
you have
took
to
the keys and just went
You have
like
to have your
that.
foot on the brake and
Yeah.
Ratted on him and took his money. Took his money for the McDonald's and then ratted on him.
Random. All right. We have more Flash. Guess what? It's guaranteed right after this break. You go anywhere, you miss out. Don't do that.
But then you only had shots when you were out at the bar.
Emerging singer-songwriter Kat Ridgway has earned countless accolades as a fiercely independent artist. Congrats on your new album, Sprinter. I love it.
Thank you. It was a pretty big shift from the last record, and it feels a lot more aligned with the kind of music that made me want to make music in the first place.
I agree. I love the new indie rock style of the album. It's a big departure from your previous Americana.
This was the first time I was like, okay, but what's the record I want to make? And what makes me excited as an artist? And that's what I just dove into headfirst on this particular record.
You're out touring this spring in select cities across the country.
I am so excited. There's a lot more soundscaping going on. I've incorporated more looping with the band, and it is very, very cool.
Check out catridgway.com. Get the new album Sprinter. Check out Kat Ridgway and the Taurus on their spring tour in a city near you.
I really, really appreciate it.
Catch The Scene with Doreen every Wednesday at 38 past the hour, only on Daily Flash.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. You know, more Americans are demanding the products they buy just do more than one thing. Here's an example. Some people want their air fryers to, cook like 5-course meals and then give them a rub right after dinner, right? You know what I'm talking about? Kidding on that. But here to talk more about it is Christine G. She is an investing reporter for Business Insider. Christine, this is interesting, I guess, because of the fact that we are technology comfortable, I guess we could say. And so we expect more out of the things that we buy. So let's talk about this trend about multifunctional products. You know, what's the most surprising, say, Swiss Army gadget that you've come across so far?
Thanks so much for having me on the
Certainly.
show, Mitch. So one of the most surprising things I've come across lately is I'm seeing a lot of stuff in the realm of pet accessories. There's like cat litter boxes or like places that like double as furniture. So at first glance, it looks like a really sleek like side table or furniture cabinet, but it's actually also a cat litter box, which I guess is great if you're in a small apartment and you're very space constrained and you want your cat litter box to do double duty.
I think so. And, a lot of times I think now that whole form over function kind of are melting together so far. And I can imagine that pet products are high on that list because of the fact that, first off, a lot of people, if you have a pet, you probably have disposable income to be able to buy things for them. And we want to. They're like a new child and that sort of thing. So no surprise for me at least, that pet products are way up there. There's something that you reported on. It's called the lipstick effect. And it's actually kind of now making a comeback. Explain what that is and why it's coming back.
Yeah, so the lipstick effect refers to a phenomenon where consumers might pull back on really big ticket events like a fancy international vacation, but they still want to treat themselves a bit, especially in times of an economic downturn. Budgeting is hard, it can be really discouraging, and retail therapy is a thing.
It is.
So what you do when you don't have like a lot of disposable income, but you still want to splurge a little bit means that you buy something like a small luxury item, such as lipstick. So the term was coined by the chairman of Estee Lauder, Leonard Lauder, in 2001, right after the dot-com crash and 9/11, when he noticed that a lot of people were buying lipsticks. There's an uptick in those sales. So I think it's definitely not a surprise that it's making a comeback with high inflation, concerns about a recession, And I found that now people are being really particular about the luxury items they splurge
Yeah.
on, even if it's a small splurge.
Well, you talk about that because we want multifunctional things, and in today's economy, buying a 3-in-1 lipstick is that considered budget friendly, or just maybe even clever marketing?
I think it can be a little bit both. So maybe some people are feeling the appeal of the minimalist product and, they do purchase less because they did buy a product that can do multiple things at once. But at the same time, if it's like a cool, shiny new gadget that you want to add to your collection, that's not exactly, a saving or the best way to like spend discretionary income if you're trying to save. So in a downturn, like companies that make their money selling these sorts of items don't want to lose out either. So they still have to, bring in income. So it could be a great marketing tactic as well.
Yeah, they have to be one better than their competitor. I can buy into that. But there are products out there that do too much and then end up not doing well at all. What about those?
Yeah, I feel like that's like definitely a pitfall companies can fall into. One product that I came across while reporting for this story was like 3-in-1 shampoo bars. I think I have pretty mixed feelings on those. Essentially, it looks like a bar soap. It's like shampoo in a really concentrated form. So the argument is that you can use it as, shampoo, conditioner, face wash. I think earlier, like a few years ago, people were really like there was a big joke about how men only use like 3-in-1 shampoo
Right.
conditioner, and maybe rightfully so, because I feel like some of those products are not like kind of at odds with each other. Like I want a really a cleansing shampoo, but maybe I want a more moisturizing conditioner.
It makes a lot of sense, and Christine, I'm guilty. I'm one of those that buy the 3-in-1 in my shower right now. This is interesting. I'd love to find out more, and actually our viewers at home can find out more. Thank you for joining us, Christine, and if you want to find out more about self-optimizing, you can head over to businessinsider.com. We'll also have this link in this interview on our website at dailyflashshow.com.
All right, Mitch, Japan now has an official Hello Kitty airport. The cartoon kitty-themed airport is actually a rebranding of an existing airport. It's been dubbed the Hello Kitty Airport in connection with a 2025 expo, which ends in October. I love Hello Kitty.
Do you
This
really?
could be really cool, I think. Yeah.
It's simplistic. The people that made the Hello Kitty, I can draw a Hello Kitty. That's
Yeah.
what I'm excited. Maybe that's why.
Sanrio. I don't know. It's just something about childhood. Like I remember going to some of like the Hallmark store, and they
Yeah.
would have a whole Hello Kitty section, and it was just so cool. Impractical. There was nothing you could really use, but it looked great on your desk.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Speaking of kitties and dogs and cats, we got great stuff coming up and furry friends with that new list. Stick around.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Matt Doolittle with your weekly edition of Furry Friends, people. Well, here in Orlando, where we broadcast from, we have a mare with 4 paws and 4 fur. Lulu is celebrating his 8th birthday in a big way in downtown Orlando. This kitty cat is considered the unofficial mayor of Thornton Park, a neighborhood near downtown Orlando.
yeah.
Lulu the cat turned 8, and the whole neighborhood was invited to celebrate. The profits are going to help local cat rescue organizations, but not everyone is purring with excitement. A new video revealed that some of Lulu's critics, including the dog-loving detractors, think he's more of a trespasser than a treasure. To them, I say you can bark off because I participated on it this weekend. And they give you this little passport, and you go get a little punch thing where you go around, you can celebrate them. It's really cute. Yeah, it's super fun.
But see, Lulu, I think of as a girl's name.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
It's a cat named Lulu. We pet him when we walk around all the time.
Thornton Park is sort of anything
Park's-
goes there.
Thornton Park's a little different.
Yeah.
All right, well, a pet raccoon with a meth pipe, that's right, folks, in its mouth caught the eye of Ohio cops during a traffic stop for a suspended license. Eagle-eyed officers noticed Chewy, the raccoon, sitting in the driver's seat, seamlessly making use of the drug paraphernalia after its owner, a 55-year-old Victoria Vidal, was detained. The officers then discovered meth, crack cocaine,
there you
and
go.
3 used glass pipes in her car. Body cam footage showed the raccoon rooting around the car and putting the pipe to its snout. Oddly enough, you are allowed to own a raccoon in Ohio with proper permits, but not meth. This video is just amazing. I've always wanted a pet raccoon, but that little snitch.
Somebody, raccoons are very smart, but it had to know to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's seen its owner do it enough. If you saw her,
Exactly.
it took some of her habits on.
who's that Dave Chappelle character?
Raccoons are the next capuchin monkey.
A capuchin monkey. Okay.
Who is that character that Dave Chappelle does all the time?
Ashley Larry.
Yeah. He's got the crack pipe, you know what I'm saying?
Ashley Larry is which color?
Yeah, anyway.
Oh yeah.
I know you're saying that.
So I know that we laugh about this, but it is very concerning when you think about animal welfare and why this woman's driving around with 2 pet raccoons in her car and how they know to put a crack pipe up to their mouth.
If you saw the video there, you saw how she looked like a hoarder inside of her
Yeah.
car. The car
Yes.
was just packed with everything, including a raccoon.
I think there were 2 actually.
So look,
There are 2 raccoons in the car, I believe. Yeah.
So you can just see how, like, there's something going on there. Hopefully,
And what's crazy is
something happened and gave her some help.
she's only 18.
That's only 18. She's on her way to school.
I just like if she goes to reach for it and they're like, no, ma'am, this is evidence now.
Yeah.
Like sometimes when you're a police officer, I think you just wake up and go, I don't know what I'm walking into today.
don't.
No.
It's a raccoon with a meth pipe.
Very nice.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs and don't
Stay in school, even though
school.
you're on your way to school and you look like an
Be a
8-year-old.
responsible
do
raccoon
not,
owner.
yeah, drugs do not do well for the aging process.
Not at all. Let's jump into some trending stories here. Former Today co-host Hoda Kotb is on the short list of candidates to replace a possibly replace talk show host Kelly Clarkson if she decides to step away. Kotb, who actually stunned fans when she quit the Today Show back in January, is at the top of the list if Clarkson exits her daytime chat fest. Clarkson's contract up with NBC next year, and she's actually talked about her desire to move back home to the West Coast. Hoda was on the Maine coast for the Today Show for more than 7 years. She left to, quote, spend more time with her family. If you remember, she adopted a baby as well. And
2, I think.
2,
yeah.
so she became a mom and that sort of thing. And as mentioned, Kelly Clarkson said they had moved her entire show out to New York. And there was always some rumors that she wasn't happy with like what she's doing. I think Hoda would be actually a great replacement.
Didn't Meredith Vieira do the same thing?
She had a show for a while,
Wasn't
yeah.
she on the Today Show?
She certainly was for a long time.
And then she left, and I think that was to spend more time with family because she had a husband at home she wanted to take care of who had health issues. And then she got the game show, and then she got her own talk show. I'm wondering if for Hoda, it's the hours. Like she just got tired of waking up
I
at
get
3
it.
o'clock in the morning, which I get.
100%. It had to play into the factor of it. And I think that's why you don't see hosts on these shows, these live morning shows, last as long as they do, because it is brutal.
It's a grind,
But, I mean,
for sure.
They have a whole team of people to help them.
True.
But it is harder than one might think.
A highly anticipated Metallica concert at Virginia Tech's Lane Stadium wasn't just a performance, it was a seismic event. For Hokies, the opening chords of Enter Sandman have long been part of the soundtrack at their football games. An estimated 60,000 in the crowd created an unusual seismic reading. The Virginia Tech Observatory recorded ground tremors generated by the concert's energy.
Wow.
The minor seismic activity was quickly dubbed the Metallica quake online, posed no danger, and was too minor to register on the Richter scale.
It's imagine. I mean, if you think about it,
Yeah.
and then you're inside there, and this. And my wife says it all the time. She goes, "I can't hear because I went to too many concerts
Yeah.
growing up." And it's awesome, like a badge of, but it's annoying to me. But anyway, when you're in there, your ears ring. If you go to a concert, days after, it seems like.
Well, they've got the Bounce House here in Orlando, UCF, and Wisconsin, the Badgers. They do that whole jump around thing
yeah,
at a
okay.
certain point, and the whole stadium is jumping up and down. And I'm thinking,
That's
what's
safe.
happening here? It's fun. I like it. We're back right after this.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everybody. I am Mitch English.
Yes, he is. I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Today's
Yeah.
trends,
Woo.
tomorrow's talk.
Absolutely.
We got our great camera crew. We got our crew behind the scenes in the studio. And we also have our great crew of friends out there across
Yeah.
the nation. And Matt Doolittle has his eye on our local friends.
We love our Daily Flash viewers. You can see us all over the world from our streamers on YouTube, thanks to Sweet Baby James, the American Forces Network, and of course our 219 great TV stations all over the country. If you want to check them out, head over to our website, at dailyflashshow.com. Click on the Where to Watch tab. Now, friends, we are shouting them out in WMNT in Toledo, Ohio.
Hey,
The Glass City. The Glass City.
It's Six Flags. They got a Six Flags up there, don't they? Near Toledo? No, that's
no,
what
it's
I think.
great.
It's a big roller coaster. I know you're right on that.
The wooden one, right?
Also, Shawshank Redemption, the prison is outside of Toledo where they shot that. I remember hearing about that. And then from MASH, Klinger was from Toledo.
Was he really?
Well, his character.
How
was.
It also
know
has the
that?
nickname Frogtown due to the abundance of frogs in the Great Black Swamp during the early days.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Frog Town. I love the Frog Town. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
So let's get on a campaign and get back to calling Toledo Frog Town.
No, is there any connection to Frogger?
Frog. Yeah, you have to cross the street that way.
Yes, that's what I'm wondering.
I want to get a Morgan Freeman joke in there because of the Shawshank Redemption, but I don't have anything there.
That's okay.
All
I
right.
can't remember the name of the roller coaster place either. So.
Great. Google it for us and just yell it out. Figure it out.
Yeah.
As we do that, we are getting fatter and fatter. Not well, yeah, I am at least. Americans are. There is a new report out that actually is weighing in just about that nation's obesity rates. Looks like we do have a winner. West Virginia, actually. Congratulations to them. They topped the scale. Nearly 41% of adults are classified as obese. And, we joke about this, but this is actually a huge epidemic that's going around. Following very closely, Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama. They have about 38%. South always wins this.
It's where they like butter.
And if you want to, lots of it.
I like it thick.
And thick. On the other side of that, the healthier places is in Colorado at 24%, then Hawaii, Massachusetts, California, and New York, believe it or not.
Because
you walk everywhere.
I was just about
Yeah.
to say that as well. So again, you're talking about some really, we just yesterday we were talking about that convention, the Fat Con.
Yeah.
It was in California, but this is something that, again, this speaks to that. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever seen, and it's been on social media, where it compares Americans in the early 1970s to Americans today?
Yeah.
I mean,
heavier.
we look like we are from two completely different planets.
I have to look at
It's
that.
so crazy. And you think about the timing of that was pre-fast food restaurants, right?
Ooh, good point.
People were still kind of eating at home. They were making their own meals. Now, there were some people who were a bit overweight, but everybody was pretty slim, pretty trim. Exercise, PE was a part of everybody's growing
to,
up. You
yeah.
had to. You had no choice. You had to be in PE. And it's just a stark contrast.
The other eye opener is if you go overseas anywhere
Yeah.
and you just can pick out the Americans, like, oh, I know where you're from.
There's a look. Isn't
Yeah.
there? All right. Hey, look, and it goes to show you there's money to be made too in weight loss and like Ozempic and that sort of thing. So
that is true.
So the big corporations are happy to hear that the obesity rates are so high.
I do remember doing a story at one of the theme parks here, and they said that they no longer stocked a big supply of extra small or small in T-shirts or clothing because so many people were extra large.
Couldn't fit in the
small.
So they had to make the chairs bigger too.
Yeah.
I understand. All right, the amusement park in
Cedar Point. That's
Cedar
it. No,
Point. That's
I
it.
used to go
Cedar
as a
Point.
Thank
kid.
you. You used to go there. You didn't
As
know
a
the
kid, I
name.
forgot, man. Detroit
with you?
What is it? The wooden roller coaster?
Yeah,
Yes.
you have
so it's
there?
the largest wooden
What is it called? Like
coaster, yep.
the Hurricane or something like that?
It's the tallest, I believe, because the
Tallest, yeah.
fastest is in Ohio, Kings Island, the Beast. That's
right.
Maybe that might be the
Maybe that's
longest.
what I
The other
was
one might be the
thinking.
fastest.
I was always fascinated to find out theme parks closed for parts of the year because I'm so used to our stuff that's open 365. And they're like, oh yeah, we're closed for the winter.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
How do you do that right?
Yeah,
Out
right.
there as well.
All right, kids. Well, we got a lot more coming
Sure
up.
do.
Life Love Shopping. We're diving into some
Ooh.
stuff that you love, you live, and you love to buy, and we're going to talk about it.
You're going to be able to get some great tips. It's going to help you in your
Mm-hmm.
life. We have so much more. Plus, today's trends and tomorrow's talk right here on Daily Flash. A new survey out by Comfort Keepers, that's a leading provider in in-home care for seniors and adults in need of assistance, reveals that a majority of Americans are already helping senior loved ones, yet many don't identify themselves as caregivers. Here's the story.
Across the United States, a quiet revolution of compassion is taking place in living rooms, kitchens, and communities, with more than 53 million Americans serving as caregivers. A recent national survey by Comfort Keepers, a company that operates more than 600 offices nationwide of caregivers who deliver uplifting support to seniors, found that 74% of caregivers say the experience has become one of the most rewarding chapters of their life.
91% of caregivers say that caregiving is emotionally rewarding. It actually helps them bond more deeply with the seniors in their care. And I feel the same. I'm actually the adult daughter of a 90-year-old father, but they live across the country. So I'm really lucky that my dad has a Comfort Keepers caregiver to help him do what he needs to do every single day, and it brings me peace of mind. Comfort Keepers created the National Day of Joy to help celebrate possibility and positivity, especially with caregiving.
This year's National Day of Joy coincides with Comfort Keepers' partnership with PBS and their upcoming caregiving documentary, which shares the untold stories of caregiving and the joy it brings.
What inspired PBS to produce the caregiving documentary was a desire to shine a light on the human side of caregiving, the resilience, the love, the quiet strength. It's not just about sacrifice, it's about joy, connection, and community.
Caregiving really is a constant in our lives. It's not an if it's going to happen, it's really more of a when. And that's because we might be caring for a sibling, we might be caring for a child with special needs, we might be caring for a spouse, we might be caring for older parents or grandparents. So caregiving really becomes a constant and something we do need to plan for as families.
To learn more about Comfort Keepers and how you can help support a senior loved one's caregiving journey, and to learn more about the National Day of Joy, which will be celebrated in more than 100 locations across the country to help local communities inspire joy, visit comfortkeepers.com.
Something that brings family together is food. It can speak its own language, and a new movie on Netflix speaks to our appetite for all things Italiano. Based on a true story and starring Vince Vaughn, here's a peek at Nona's.
No matter how old you are, there's nothing worse than losing your mom. Thank you so much for remembering me with the fruit basket and all the tangerines and stuff.
I lost my cat last year, so I understand the grieving process.
I'm sorry about your cat, I didn't know.
Break's over.
I'm going through my mom and Nona's recipes, and then I realized food is love. So I want to open an Italian restaurant. What are you, crazy? Who are you gonna get to come down and cook? Nona's. Other real-life Italian grandmothers.
I am from Bologna. I spit on Bologna. Spit on Sicily, okay?
I want them to make the dishes that they were passed on from their family. I want to share it with everybody.
This is my main dish, capusella. Dear God, save us.
Oh, that's what smells. I thought maybe it was me. Oh, no.
It has to work because it's not just a restaurant. It's more about family, especially for people who may not have family anymore. Maybe the one good idea we can take from this is not to fight in the kitchen.
Oh, she started it.
You ladies are killing me.
That is your Life Love Shopping. If you live it, love it, or buy it, we talk about it. And for more information, all you need to do is head to our website, llsshow.com. Once you're there, you can check out previous episodes and get more details on our Life Love Shopping topics. Don't forget to follow us at LLS Show.
Well, the New York Stock Exchange has announced the NYSE Texas. Here with more is Michael Renking. Michael, what's the current economic outlook?
Yeah, thanks, Mitch, for having me. Look, so, from an economic perspective, right, markets, or the economy was in a very good place, kind of heading in to the kind of protectionist policies that the administration started to put in place, and kind of these trade negotiations. We've seen a little bit of a moderation in that activity, right? As businesses are kind of trying to adjust to kind of the policy fog, that we have right now, where we're waiting to see kind of the impact of tariffs on not only inflation but on the growth side of the equation, right? But as we start to look forward here, we've seen kind of the inflation data so far has been pretty solid, kind of pointing to this disinflationary backdrop, right? If we don't start to see a significant pickup in inflation, we could start to see the Federal Reserve begin to cut rates in the back half of this year, which would help to kind of propel the growth side of the equation.
I got to find out what drove actually the decision to establish NYSE Texas.
Yes, and so it's very exciting development for the New York Stock Exchange. NYSE Texas is the first exchange incorporated in the state of Texas. And when you think of the New York Stock Exchange, we already have very deep roots and relationships in the state of Texas, as it's the state with the most NYSE listed companies, making up nearly $4 trillion of market capitalization. And from a broader U.S. economic perspective, we've seen the Texas economy and population kind of growing very significantly. That's a testament to the the pro-business and kind of growth agenda put forward by Governor Abbott, right? And he's talked about wanting to build a local capital markets ecosystem, and NYSE Texas is the kind of first building block in doing that.
Folks want more information, where can they go?
Yeah, so every day I write our market commentary, published twice a day on the NYSE.com. And then I also do a weekly podcast on Fridays. It's under the Inside the Ice House podcast feed. It's called Market Storylines. We do a 5 to 10 minute podcast, giving a kind of an update for what's happening that week and a look ahead.
Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to post this interview on our website, dailyflashshow.com.
Hey, summer is here and it comes with many skincare challenges. Well, here to help is model and fashion expert Vanita Aspen, who's teaming up with Olay and Secret to share her timely tips to refresh your body care routine this summer. Welcome.
Hi.
Hey, I sweat a lot, so do you have any tips for beating sweat and odor during the hot days?
Yeah, totally. So summers in Charleston, where I live, are super hot and humid, and staying fresh is a must for me during that time. So I have been loving the new Secret Clinical Strawberry Fizz Antiperspirant. It smells amazing. It keeps me feeling confident even on my busiest days. Not only does it offer clinically proven odor protection against sweat from stress, heat, and activity, but it also features fun and fruity scents that smell like the essence of summer. And as an added bonus, the Summer Fizz collection is enhanced with pro-hyaluronic acid to help promote a healthy skin barrier, which is super important for the summer months.
Any suggestions for keeping the skin on your body hydrated, even after a long day in the sun?
Yeah, so I'm sure you and I do a lot of hanging out by the pool or the beach, so keeping that skin hydrated is an absolute must. So my go-to for body washes is making sure that they have nourishing ingredients that help lock in moisture after a long day in the sun. The new Olay Summer Fizz body wash is expertly formulated with a hyaluronic serum complex, niacinamide, glycerin, and lipids that work together to deeply hydrate the skin, plus the limited edition scents turn your shower into an invigorating oasis.
And where can we go for more info?
You can go to Olay.com or Secret.com to purchase the products online, or you can visit in store because it's available nationwide.
Thanks, and we'll make sure we have this on our website at dailyflashshow.com.
Hey, this summer, it's all about the skin that looks effortlessly radiant. Here's Dr. Tess Mauricio with more on the latest treatments.
Hi, thanks for having me. Hydrofacial is an amazing treatment. It really will give you the best skin of your life. It's one of my personal favorite treatments. It works through vortex fusion technology that essentially is like a vacuum that deep cleans your pores and allows infusion of incredible ingredients and serums in the skin. It is a multi-effect treatment combining 7 different skin therapies in one no downtime treatment. And we can absolutely customize these treatments depending on the patient's unique needs. We can target fine lines and wrinkles, texture, tone, pigmentation, and also even acne. The latest personalization for Hydrofacial is their Hydrophilic with Pep9 Booster. This is a complex blend of peptides, 9 peptides, that have been clinically shown to improve the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, improve hydration, and also epidermal skin barrier function. Everybody can benefit from this treatment, even those who are younger and want prejuvenation. But of course, one of the top problems that patients come in to see us are fine lines and wrinkles. And so patients who want to really improve those can come in to get their Hydrofacial with Hydrophilic Pep9 Booster. And this is an amazing treatment. I've had this treatment. I love it. It instantly will give you that glow. It'll improve your skin firmness and also get hydration. And this is me having a treatment, and immediately after, my skin is glowing. I definitely saw improvement in those fine lines around my eyes, forehead, and even my nasolabial folds. I love it. So to learn more about the Hydrofacial treatment, the new Hydrophilic with Pep9 Booster, or to find a provider near you, go to hydrofacial.com.
Hey, if you're having issues for any of your electronics, one cell phone carrier is making it easier to solve an issue. Check it out.
Tired of being the family tech expert every weekend when your kids need their game system repaired or replaced because it's damaged or malfunctioning, or your parents need help setting up a new TV at home? Verizon Home Device Protect provides protection and support for virtually all your home tech in 2 residences under one plan. From smartwatches to VR headsets, if you can stream on it, game on it, connect on it, we cover it. Enjoy hassle-free repairs or replacements when covered breakdowns happen, even if you didn't buy the home tech from us or have the receipt. Get access to 24/7 tech support, in-home expert visits, and complete tech care. And for just $49 per eligible product, we'll even handle the installation of TVs and more. Plus, Verizon Home Internet customers enrolled in Verizon Home Device Protect get professional home tech installation for $0 per eligible product. Get Verizon Home Device Protect for just $25 a month plus taxes. Stop by your local store, visit verizon.com/home device protect, or call 800-VERIZON to learn more.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. It's an intense, chilling, and emotional thriller that challenges audiences. The burning question, how far could you go?
Oh, okay.
This is today's must-watch movie, The Long Walk.
I'm Ray Garrity. You can call me Ray.
Prima Freeze. Hank Olson's the name. Walking's my game.
I ain't many that are built like me. I'm the last of my kind.
We did the very first long walk years ago to inspire everyday people.
Smile, boys. You're on candid camera.
Man, you gotta not think about the things out of your control. Think about your plan.
Personally, I can't stop thinking about all that money.
You'll never find another like me. I'm the last of my kind.
Bert, warning. Okay, just keep walking. That's right. Just keep walking.
Yeah, that's it, kid. That's it.
Second warning. Third warning.
It takes heavy sack to sign up for this contest. I'm not gonna go through the whole rule book, but it boils down to this. If you fall below the speed of 3 miles per hour, you get your ticket. Walk until there's only one of you left. Who's ready to win?
Yeah, it took me a while to realize the truth of this. This is walk or die.
You'll walk as long as you can.
Warning.
But sometimes the body won't listen.
Warning.
For some, your heart will stop.
Warning.
For others, your brain.
Warning.
And the blood will flow suddenly.
Warning. Warning.
There's one winner.
Warning.
And no finish line.
Interesting. Stephen King, you know that's good. That does it for our show.
Yep, be good, everybody. For more information, head to our website, dailyflashshow.com. We'll see you next time.